Greetings and welcome. I'm Psychic Medium Roberto, and I truly hope you are doing well today. Trigger warning: the subject matter is of a mature nature and deals with true crime events. Disclaimer: all cases are treated as alleged until proven in a court of law. So I'll be continuing the series with episode 7, and since doing the last 6 episodes, what I've been doing in the background is collecting all these media alerts, posts that have been going out. So there was this came from Insta and US Weekly reporting Kate Middleton might not be returning to public duties for some time. So what I thought of doing, bringing my media technical skills to the bear, and that is on the day that these were posted, and we'll go through all of these, you'll note at the bottom here that you see it's the same picture, but I've got the metadata date when these were posted. So what we'll do is we'll look at the day it was posted in relation to the last known day that anyone has seen Catherine. Here's another one. So when I started collecting these, the first one that piqued my interest, so when I started looking at these tweets, so when I started looking at these posts, this one year, interestingly, that after all the announcements of Catherine's cancer, now what pops up into the media? The Middleton's financial woes. And I wonder what kind of debt was paid for that. So let's have a look here. So these two instas, also with US Weekly, came out the same day, 7 April 2024. All right, so here we got April 7. And when we break down the numbers, we have the 4, 7, and 11, 2. And we have the 8, 19, 10, 1. So if we want to get, obviously we're going to get quite technical, then we get 10-1, which is transitional. I beg your pardon. So with the 10-1, this is a transactional item, transactional number. And unfortunately, we have a 19-10-1, which speaks about a murder. So if you want to speak about what is the cost of living, I know that's not funny, I beg your pardon, but if you want to speak about what is the cost of living, I mean, I'm not a conspiracy theorist by any means. I'll just go by facts and figures. And we will compare these with other dates as well. So the day that Kate is last seen in public, 10-1. There's one beautiful thing about numerology, ladies and gentlemen. You can't hide from numerology. Kate, I must say, I'll just share. Normally, I don't like looking at photographs. In the main, I don't, because when doing readings, let's say, or any time actually, because there's too much information coming through, right? So my issue is, of course, some photographs can be staged or comped or CGI'd or 3D. And then you get pictures taken like in the moment, or they get staged, So you can never actually tell what is real for me, because I am a visual psychic. I'm more visual, let's say, than audible, than hearing. I hear stuff, but I'm more visual, right? Now, when I first looked at these episodes, the ones that I've done, I could feel, and I mentioned this in some of the comments now that I'm remembering actually, that it was like as if Kate was half and half. She was like in spirit, but not in spirit, but it was a little bit strange, to be honest, from my personal point of view. But I must say, she's very much in spirit, in my opinion. Now, so, and we will look at this one as well. This is when Prince, after being by her side and soaking up the pain, he writes his first tweet. We'll look at that as well. So this bothered me, even just from let's just say, from a moral point of view, or even from, why the fuck does the public need to know about other people's financial issues? Isn't it? So why does this fodder machine, because they're all linked in reality, linked around the world, metropoles, underground, whatever, sloths, cockroaches, that we publish something that has got zero to do with anyone's business in the first place. But what are they saying? Someone must pay the price. And there's a red 9 in the middle, murder. Now, that just prompts me to go to, and I know I got the dates a bit wrong. There was the 25th, beg your pardon, I'll try to do this as quick as possible. I just want the 25th and 26th. So here's the 26, and here's the 25. We're just going to continue a little bit on the sequence here. All right, so we got the 25. I just want to see something there. So already there's matches just on the last known day that anyone ever saw Kate ever again, except for the people that murdered her that evening around a ceremony. So very early on, in the earlier readings, I had, this is going to be, might be triggering, it's a little bit graphic, unfortunately. But it's happened more than once, more than twice, so I'm going to share it. The first couple of reads that I was doing, and of course, when you're dealing with sensitive information, you just got to make absolutely sure that it's real, right? So in the first couple of readings, I was getting the sensation that my throat had been slit. Okay. And I was even visually shown the slit in the throat. Now, when I started doing these slides for this show, and I'm currently recording, this is June 5, 1 p.m. 2024. Never a dull day in the life of the world. All right, so let's just have a look here. And it's also been bugging me that there's been no news, there's been no photographs, as mentioned in previous episodes. My cousin passed away literally like a year ago. And unfortunately, when I heard like it's for real, unfortunately it had already reached stage 4, right? Now, even in those days, She was driving me around when I went to go visit her at the coast. She was doing things, now I would say, in respect to the royal family, as it were. They want their privacy and got to heal and do their treatments. But my cousin was quite capable. We even took a walk on the beachfront. Just trying to avoid the empath moment. Okay, she was struggling a little bit in the last of the week that I was there. We walked probably a good 800 yards, and she was struggling. But she was up and about at home. She would be around. And she was sending pictures of her with her turban or whatever, her headgear and headpiece that she was wearing on that day. Surely, to put the world at ease and the fans and the royal followers, should there not have been at least one picture, real picture of her in the bed with her beautiful headpiece on, touch of makeup, and a nice photograph? Just to put the ease of the public. Obviously, that is not part of the plan. So as much as they want and I respect, everyone has their right to privacy and however they want to share their situation. But when you're in public service, we saw Charles at his clinic. We've seen Charles at his clinic. So why don't we just get one wave from the bed, or even if it's just a head and shoulder shot? Just to put the fans and the royal followers at ease. So we got the 3710-1. Did I finish my sentence? I don't think I did. So what I'm getting around to, when I started doing these numbers on these charts, it felt like actually 3 people cut me. And it was like quick, but it felt like 3 people. That's just the sense I got. Now we've got the 10-1. You see the 9. Look here. So everyone sees her leaving that Christmas Day, going home, right? So we can even call it, we can call it from here. Okay, so this is where she's at church, right? Goes for Christmas. So the sequence of events, so let's have a look here. See, here's the murder. So there's the hidden number is a murder, 189. I beg your pardon. The hidden number is a murder. So a murder occurred behind the scenes, with an outcome 9, death. But not only a death by murder. Alright, there's the 9, there's the 9. Transactional. Let me draw a line for you. Right, and I've just been notified. Who is Mr. 11-2? Who is Mr. 11-2? Where did I put you? Look here, ladies and gentlemen. We have William's date of birth. 11-2. Who's in the middle here? William. Ooh, these guys are doing a lot of work, eh? A lot of work here. And on another level, it does speak about unlawful issues. Why? 11-2 is about the law, and in particular, beg your pardon for the snap zoom there. In particular, breaking the law. This is 11-2 is the law, like human law, where the rest of society abides by the Constitution or the whatever your constitution or your policies are in your country. So we've got a massive breaking of the law. Why? Because of a murder. 4, transactional means. All for the greater good. The group, 10-1. That's when Kate keeps pinging on me, right? 7, we'll go through the other posts that these guys are using fodder machines. So 7 is the death of innocence. Innocent. But there's a price to pay. There's a price to pay. And what is, look at Uncle Charles here. Look at his hands. That always fascinated me. Don't bite the hand that feeds you, or am I reaching? You know. Interesting times we're living in. So it has been bugging me as well. That it's been absolutely desert storm. There's been more news about, what's his name? William, making cookies at baking shops, at all these nice charity events, cracking his first joke since being away from Kate. Oh, that must have hurt his cheekbones. 11-2, look here on the next day, reflection day, 11-2, collective 3-8, collective, more than one. And I actually, when I came on here, and it's happened to me once before, so when I started this particular episode, it felt like 3 people came at me with knives, but they got me, they cut me. And it happened once before to me in the real, not real getting cut, but in, I would put it at round about 1999, 2000, round about there. Kind of visiting pubs and clubs in a place called Malville, which back in those days was where all the industry people would hang out. But I had this very strange sensation. There was a group of us dancing in the dance floor, and all of a sudden it felt like people came at me with, like they were vampires, man. Evil cockroaches. Now we'll also note, well, it's relevant now. I mean, I'll say it if I hadn't said it before. 25-7 is associated with family murders. There's a dispute, and with emotional ties too. The 5 is dispute, and we note on the last day that we seen Kate, telepath moment. I believe Kate's mom has already cried about this. I just had that feeling now. Kate's mom has bawled her eyes out knowing of the situation. (26.8). Now, let's just say under normal societal law-abiding citizens of the cockroaches, in a crime scene, this will be a staging. But in the case of these cockroaches, we have a sacrifice of some kind, 26.8, an offering. Oof. So this one, Jesus, is it just me, or is the tension a little bit thick? These cockroaches. So yeah, we've got Kate Middleton might not return to public duties for some time, right? Also happens to be US Weekly, or what was the previous one? Yeah, US Weekly. The other one is E-News. So on this particular one, on the 3rd of May 2024, a post goes out. Kate's, in that range. Kate Middleton might not return to public, right? So what do we have here immediately? You recall when the first and second video was coming out, how the 8s were just all over the place, chaos. Imbalance, miscommunication. And I must just say, this 16.7 does not sit well with me. In the context of cockroach ceremonies, cockroach do's and don'ts, all those kind of things. 16.7 also speaks of that murder, of a sacrificial nature. Even of a serial nature. It's not cancer. It's not cancer. Cancer is a 7, technically. But it needs to be here. This is how can we put it, staged. Even here, let's have a look here. So we've got the 7 here. But because we know there's a death, it's not going to happen. There is a death already. It's happened. This is the one to check for cancer news, right? Because now it's William shares his post, right? This is also a problem structure of numbers. Now, 10th of April 2024, Prince William shares first social media message weeks after Kate Middleton's health update. So this is now officially news about his first tweet, right? So what do we have? And we note the 10-1. That's always going to be there. The greater good. Let me bring some of those numbers in. We'll bring in the death sequence, sacrifice, ritual days. Don't mean to be graphic to sensitive energy viewers, but we are at war. So 10-1, bingo. Then we've got now 14-5. Wow, man. These guys are talking shit. Lies, 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 following the grand master plan about an actual death, actually, because technically when you have a power number, the power number must come forward. So in other words, it's in the light, as it were, and technically this would be 13-4 in the background. So in the background, hidden from citizens of London and the like, there's a death. And we note on the, where did we see that? Further down the sequence, but look at all the fours here. 4, 4, 4. This is more about the male, and of course, Prince William being a male cockroach is male, but I'm not seeing information about a woman. Now the 14-5, funny enough, right? Funny enough, the 14-5 speaks about his dad's cancer. That's not a woman's cancer. Woman's cancer is not 14-5, is anal. (22-4) the plan, because there's death in the background. She's picking on me again. Because 13-4, unfortunately, speaks about children as well. But I'm not going to go there. Okay, so let's just have a look here. So we got the 10-1 match. What else is there? There's the 8. So on the reflection day, let's actually look at that. Yeah, we've got a bit of time. Let's look at the reflection day of the murder, or the evening to the sacrifice, right? So 25, 26, 27, 28. All right, so I've got the 26, so the 28th, 29th. So these are the reflection days. So we've got the 28, 10, 1 year. We got the fathers. Oh, look there. 13-4. Not so hidden on this day. December 28. Which is reflective of year. By the cockroaches. These are not good numbers here. The most disgusting number is the 41-5. What cockroaches do to human bodies. It's an amazing thing, this numerology and the concept of the timeline, as it were. So we're still in Kate's timeline because we still have a missing persons case, and she has still not been seen since December the 25th, 2023. Can we have at least got one picture with a nice headgear or whatever you call it, and a wave, just to let the public know that I'm okay and that I wasn't murdered and sacrificed in front of my kids? Now, what I thought I was going to do was look at the forthcoming Trooping of the Colors, which is coming up on June the 15th, if you're watching it before. And I actually started here, and then I recall seeing, or me collecting all of these little fodder machine messages. I wonder, maybe I should do that for the next one. But let's just do a quick overview and see, do we see anything? What bothered me about June the 15th, when the Trooping of the Colors will take place. Let's just leave it like that. So let's just see here. I wasn't... Now this is weird. I actually didn't see this before. Sometimes it's right in front of you. So when I looked at this the first time, here's a 22. So I was looking for matches on Catherine, right? So she does have a 22 there. But for whatever reason, I didn't see this, and I assumed, I started formalizing an idea. But interestingly enough, this makes matters worse, actually, because in the middle we have 12-3, which pings on Kate. Hear me out. We got a 12-3. But we also have a hidden 21-3. I don't suspect the kids are going to be out there as well, huh? (21-3s), if we take it on a crime negative level, abduction, held against their will. It also speaks about a reduction in family members, 21-3, a reduction of the community. Here we see multiple deaths, so could that be Catherine, as well as, who was the gentleman? I got a bit of flack for doing that, Thomas. Now, of course, I haven't listened to what we're just testing the theory, but I will say leaning more towards friend. So there's actually 2 murders being celebrated on this day, or recognized. even though it was illegal, having their own pomp and ceremony. We'll call it trooping of the colors. So look what's happening the day before, 10 ones. So we got all of these transactional numbers, 11-2. So of course we know cockroach named William is an 11-2 as well. Maybe he's the reason why they're having the ceremony. 12-3 has gone. And because 11-2 was a cockroach. Why? There was an outburst. Let's look at the day after. Let's just see. There's that 16-7 again, ladies and gentlemen. There's that 16-7 again. If you're only picking up midway, I suggest start at the beginning. There's always a progression. 13-4 in play, ladies and gentlemen. 13-4 death. Now, check this out. 13-4 a death of who? $33. We got that 21-3 again, against her will. Oh, who? Catherine. Wow. I'm super impressed with numerology. Every time I look at a chart, I am impressed. My goodness, eh? So there's a parade coming up for the death of 2 people. In honor of their sacrifices that they made to king and, well, queen and prince. That's me being cheeky if you got it. But hey, we haven't heard any news, so let's create some news. Why is there no news? 0. Not even. Oh, she had something wrong with the chemo, and now they've put on a different chemo. There's just zip, zip, zip. Kate's is everywhere, yeah. That's quite interesting, actually, because now, when I say everywhere, I'm saying everywhere in spirit. Because when I looked at this, when I started these slides, for some reason, maybe my eyes were closed to this, but there she's there. So we got the 12-3, the 22. But it's like she's actually there. She's there at the stadium or wherever, the castle, wherever they're going to do it. 12-3, Catherine. She's everywhere. Catherine also has the 10 ones. She is everywhere. I must say, for some reason today, her eyes are shining, if you know what I mean. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, these are just some elements that I've picked up along the way while there's been absolutely no news or any kind of, well, apart from the bullshit. There's it here, bullshit, 14.5. My first tweet. Wow. That must have taken a lot of courage. Probably stopped 4 times to cry, sob, and then press the button, or it was already I almost want to say preordained, already pre-written for him, or someone wrote it for him and just sent it at that particular time or whenever. But it's all bullshit, ladies and gentlemen. The circus is still in town. The circus is still in town. And one of them here, in this case, was just the one of them, had a price to pay. I don't think I've got other little bits here. There was one other thing, but I'm not going to show it. There was a sale of a stupid little goat of King Charles. I'm not going to show satanic signs on my channel, thank you. But there's a little satanic goat that he painted and that he's so happy about that. I mean, it's the darling piece of his life, his little satanic goat. But he let it go at an auction for a price, letting his comrades know across the waters, don't worry, everything's fine, I still love my goats. Cockroaches. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, please let me know what your thoughts and comments are. I do engage with the comments. And please stay safe. Let's keep an eye out on the trooping of the colors coming up. Bye for now.